President of Ohaneze in Lagos, Dr. Solomon Ogbonna Agwene, has decried the marginalization of Igbos in the state's local government elections despite their heavy investment in the economy. Speaking from Ikoyi, he said Igbos are routinely denied voting rights and excluded from contesting grassroots positions like chairmanship and councillorship. Agwene described the trend as undemocratic, stating that Igbos who significantly contribute to Lagos development deserve to be fairly represented in governance. He criticized the political system for limiting Igbo participation while benefiting from their economic input, noting that only a few token appointments are offered. He further condemned the state of governance in Nigeria, claiming it favors a privileged few while essential workers struggle. Agwene said the exclusion of the Igbos reflects broader national failings, adding that true democracy must ensure equity, justice, and opportunity for all, regardless of ethnic background. Chidi, what do you make of this story?
I align myself with the president of Ohaneze, Lagos State. This is one of the issues the Igbos are still crying for in Nigeria. This marginalization. In fact, I want to say categorically on air that without the Igbos, there will be no balance in Lagos economy. Yeah. I think there was a study that was carried out by one organization in America, and they said that the amount of money that they generate from Alaba international market runs in trillions.
Ojo Alaba. Yes, Alaba international market is in Ojo. Yeah, go ahead.
It runs in trillions, and you can imagine that, and they equated it to the kind of money being generated either in California, in US.
Okay.
So,
and that's just one market.
That's just one market.
Populated by the
Igbos. 99% of the population of that market are Igbos. And you find out that you come to development, you come to real estate, it is the Igbos that own the most in Lagos. They have been there from time immemorial, yet these people are marginalized, sidelined, disenfranchised. You do as if they don't belong, they are not Nigerians. A lot of the Lajes have ruled Lagos. People from Kwara have ruled Lagos as a governor. And all that. Even the president himself, is he from Lagos? He's from Osun State. So why don't you allow these people who developed the center of excellence? Why don't you give them their exclusion? Is questionable.
All right.
Yes.
Aiba, what do you make of this story?
Larasha, first I want to say that I am a friend to the Igbos, though I'm from River State.
Okay.
But I am a friend to the Igbos. 90% of my friends are Igbos, and I recognize the way they do business and how they make things work and fend for themselves. But looking at the position of the Ohaneze Igbos
in Lagos,
president in Lagos, I want to disagree.
Okay.
Yes. Why I would disagree is that elective positions is not being shared. And I want my brother, barrister, not to, make the things look like a tribal issues and all that. We are all Nigerians, and wherever we find ourselves doing business, we should take that place as our own. Because if we are sorting for equity, you must also go with clean hands. Because it is not only in Lagos that elections have held. We've had local government elections in the southeast, and I cannot find anywhere in the southeast in Anambra State that an Abia man is a councillor or chairman I can't find anywhere in Abia State that an Anambra man is the chairman or councillor. You know, yes, we have rights to be in a political party. And first, mind you, that it is the party that nominates candidates for election. And when you are nominated to be the candidate of that party and you are being voted for, nobody would deny you. So, first of all, I want to say that there is no disenfranchisement in Lagos last election on Saturday. I don't think there was any, because nobody has come out to say that he won the election and he was not announced. I've not heard that. So, saying that you were disenfranchised, it seems that you were not allowed to vote, or what? Or were you not allowed to vote or be voted for? So, that call by the Ohaneze is tribal, and we should not allow it to have life.
All right.
It's not good.
All right, very well. When you look at, let's take a trip back to 2023 elections. The Labour Party Guba candidate had challenges. And one of the challenges he had was traced to the fact that, I mean, he had an Igbo wife. That was brought up, I mean, as a means of running him down for the elections. Then, the election proper. The fact that Igbos were marginalized was not hidden. In fact, it was captured on camera. There were viral videos where even a certain doubts, you see some doubts coming out to tell them that they cannot vote. They should go back to their state of origin and vote. And you could hear things like Omo Igbo and all of that statement. They were Igbos disenfranchised during 2023 elections in Lagos to a large extent. In some areas, not all the areas, there were reports of disenfranchisement, and that is, you know, stopping them from exercising their fundamental right to vote their chosen person. And then trickling down to representation. Lagos is largely it's multi-ethnic. I think it's the state with the highest ethnicity, you know, in one space. And there have been cases of people from other states ruling Lagos. Now, if they say, they're not even talking of governorship, they are saying they should have representation. If you are in a system and you are contributing hugely to the development of that system, one would say it's fair enough to seek for representation, considering that the policies of government, whatever is passed as policies, will affect you directly or indirectly, especially as you do not have a voice there. What do you make of that?
Laurentia, before I will, you know, say a few things concerning that, I want to ask you a question.
You know, have, it's going to be a rhetorical question.
Do we have an Igbo party? Do we have a Yoruba party? Do we have an Hausa party?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
So, that word disenfranchisement is tribalistic.
Okay.
Because in Lagos State, there are, you know, people that are not from the West that do business and stay in Lagos State. There are people as well that are non-Igbos that also have their voting unit in Lagos State. And as such, yes, Igbos have contributed immensely to the economy of Lagos State. No doubt. I give that to them. But this making up an anthill.
You call it an anthill?
Yes, I will say
of disenfranchisement.
No, I will say so, because they are overblowing the whole thing. Because as far as I'm concerned, there is no an Igbo party in Lagos State. What I was expecting to hear from the Ohaneze was that an Igbo person was the candidate of Youth Party, ACC, APC. He won, but never announced the winner. That was what I was expecting to hear. But coming up to say that there was a disenfranchisement, they were not allowed to vote or be voted for. No, it's not fair. If we really want to grow and to help us, live together as one people in Nigeria,
right?
Because there will be some cases as well in the southeast where people will say that they are not from the Abia or Anambra or Enugu, and they were not allowed to be voted for or to aspire as a councillor or chairman of government, as the case may be.
All right.
So let me tell you a story about myself. I wanted to vie for councillor in my ward, because in politics your opponent must bring something that will bring you down and all that. They said that I was not living in that community. I'm from my community. My mom and my dad is from Kani community, but some people were saying that since I was not from Kani community, I don't stay in Kani community, that there's no way I can be councillor. That they want to give to someone that has been with them. So people in politics, people will bring stories that will weaken you and make you feel less important. So it's not peculiar to Lagos State.
All right, very well.
When you talk of if you talk of an announcing of election, you are talking of rigging. Every other activities you do before election, it is to stop somebody from either voting or vying for vote, is what we call disenfranchisement. To disenfranchise, and that is what they are talking about. They were not even allowed to either vote or to be voted for, and that is what they are decrying about. Considering their numbers, considering their population in Lagos, different areas in Lagos, I want to tell you that it's verifiable anyway that the population of Igbos in Lagos could be 50-50. Go and verify it. And if you have strangers in Lagos, if indigenes are 30%, the real indigenes of Lagos State, even if they're up to 30%, Igbos should be up to 50%. I'm not talking of the Yorubas, I'm talking of the real indigenes of Lagos State, the real owners of Lagos State. If they are 30%, Igbos should be 50%, then the rest of the other tribes share the rest of the 20%. So, and in different areas, especially in Apapa area and the Ajegule area, all those areas, is where you have Ikeja, is where you have concentration of Igbos. And this area, they say, we need our representation. You can't represent me more than I can represent myself. So this is, and when you didn't allow them to vie for those positions, that's what they are decrying about. It's not even that they were allowed to be voted, and
you can't say they didn't allow them to vie for any position.
I think to a large extent that Eva may have a point when he was speaking, because if they seek representation, then they should register in political parties and make sure that during the primaries, the delegates, that they are ably represented with regards to voting during primaries. Probably they should, there should be more participation in political parties, as it were. And probably, as things develop, things may change in coming times. But then, Aiba, as we round up this topic, very briefly, you wanted to say something?
No, I was like.
You wanted to react to change?
Yes, I was telling him that he was making a statement. He was making a statement, so I wanted to get that impression that.
All right. Yeah. All right.